Hello YouTube. I did a couple of videos about some stuff you can do with the drones from Pneumaticraft, i.e. Picking stuff up out of farming stations and collecting Minicio plants that have been bred to 10-10-10 with Agricraft. And I found another thing you can do with them. You can actually get the drones to automatically just sit here and water these plants with a watering can whilst you just keep changing the seeds and just keep trying to breed them up to higher levels. However, let me just start by saying this is insanely expensive because it doesn't work with ordinary watering cans. You need to use this reinforced watering cans. When you use ordinary ones, it breaks the cans and so it doesn't work. This thing, certainly in Project Ozone 2, and I'm only on the normal level, is insanely expensive. It's going to cost you a soul fragment and 4 bedrockium ingots. A soul fragment is made with an ethereal sword which you use on yourself to gain one of these. It costs you 1 heart, permanently lose 1 heart. You can get that back by crafting some tin hearts, but this sword is going to cost you either 2 unstable ingots or 2 demon steels of the first magnitude, which is mid to late game. So, however, let's do it anyway. So all I'm going to do is set a drone up to sit here and just constantly water these plants so that they are easier to make into 10-10s. So let's get started crafting. So the first thing we'll do is choose a start block. It's quite an easy program, this one. First thing we need to do is to pick up a bucket from an inventory, and we need to tell it where the inventory is, and we need to tell it what we want it to pick up. So let's use this chest here to pick up from. So let's tell, there we go. So now it's going to pick it up from there, and what are we going to use? Well, let's just search inventory and use this reinforced watering can. So let's now stick that in this chest, and then we want to right click, and I found it's a lot easier to use right click on a block. So if you do right click on a block and tell it the area, so let's go and define the area. I tried to find a way of doing it so that it would water right in the middle. It doesn't seem to work, but the reinforced watering can is absolutely fine for distance. So I've just set it onto this corner, so it's just going to sit and water here, and it'll cover all of those plants and the surrounding areas. So let us set that area and choose that. I'm also going to tell it to click the top of the block and high to low. I don't know why I use those settings, but they seem to work fine. So let's get a drone and tell them to go and do that. So we stick our drone in our area. There's the program already written. So and for those of you that don't know, you need an adjacent chest with puzzle pieces in order for the program to be transferred to the drone. So let's transfer it to the drone. Oh, let's give him a name. Let's call him the water can boy. And so we've written that program to him. However, because that watering can is so insanely expensive, I'm going to give him 4 extra regen just to make sure he doesn't die anywhere. So if we put our drone in the charging station and give him 4 extra regen, give him a couple of speed just so he's not hanging around, and that should be him done. He's got enough air pressure. So let's set him loose in the world and see what he does. He should come here first, pick up the watering can, which he has. And now although I have particle effects turned on, you don't actually see any particle effects. However, rest assured, he is sat there doing it, and we'll just show you by collecting these and seeing how fast they grow. 75, 80, that's a different drone, ignore him. So mature, 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 and now we can make our seeds in the middle as normal. Let's move that stick out of the way. Bang, and we're off and running. So he will now just constantly sit there and water. The way to pick him up when you're ready is obviously use the pneumatic wrench. However, as you can see, it saves you having to do it with the watering can constantly. And it's one thing I've found that the drones can do that I don't know any other way of doing. So I think it's quite useful. Just remember that bucket is insanely expensive. Thanks for watching. The next thing we're going to do is show you how to milk a lubricant cow. That's in the next video. See you in a minute.